Hi.
So my question is about the truth about small towns. I mean, I'm not from a small town, but here living at Barry and going to Brunswick, I think I'm trying to see what you're getting at, but if you wouldn't mind shedding some more light on what your thoughts were about creating that film.
Sure. Did everybody hear her? Okay. I barely could, but I think I could. I will say, by the way, this place is ridiculous. It's so pretty. You guys, you know where you live? You do, that's why you came here, probably. The teachers are magnificent here, but this place, what is it, 25, 26, 27,000 acres? And they're all gorgeous. You're so lucky. I live in a town of about 3,000 people. I like that. I'm from a little town in Missouri. My mother and my father were from even older towns in Missouri. And I'm comfortable in little towns. I like big ones too. My partner lives in New York City, so I go to New York City and I'm like, oh, this is great. And then after about 2 days, I'm broke and just freaked out. But the way that I have been writing about the vanishing species and different types of climate collapse and distress, I feel similarly about small towns, especially the little bitty ones, the rural places where all the young people have left. You know the town I'm talking about. There's a bunch of old people and they sit in the drugstore and they tell stories about the good old days. And most of the buildings are bombed out. And there's the meth house. And there's the farm that's falling into disrepair because the corporations own the farms. And the businesses are owned by the corporations and not the people in the town. And we're watching the decay of a kind of structure to the country. It'll be interesting to see what comes next when it comes, and I'm hopeful, fingers crossed, but I watched this kind of elegant way of living falling to pieces. And I try to write about that. So that's where that one came from. We're also one of the species on this planet that is in peril. And that is also beautiful. Another question, anybody?
Hello.
Hi.
Well, we had a discussion in our poetry class a day or two ago on sort of the themes, like uniting themes, captured poems, about
That's
nature.
scary.
Yeah, we have a lot of interesting stuff, but I was wondering, as a writer, poetry, fiction, do you have to go and find an agent for your poetry? And how, with poetry, it's different from fiction, it's different from kinds of writing because you have all these powerful ideas in such a short little area, and you have someone who really likes it, and so on. How do you approach that process?
Yeah, that's a great question. You guys all hear him? I have a book, one of my books is called Never Ending Birds. And it was a phrase that my daughter said when she was 6 or 7 years old. She was looking at the birds and she was in the back seat. She said, oh, look at the never-ending birds. I was like, oh, that's just cool. And I ended up writing a poem using a phrase years later. And I told her, I said, I've got this book and I'm going to call it Never-Ending Birds. She's like, all right, Dad, do I get a cut? She said. And I said, you bet. What's 20% of nothing, honey? So poetry is interesting to me. This is going to sound really counterintuitive. One of the many things that is interesting to me about poetry is that it has very little value in a marketplace. that means I can write about whatever I want. And that if people find my poems, it's because they are drawn to the poems and not so much to a commodity that's taking place enthusiastically in a market. I don't have an agent. I have poetry buddies who do have agents, but the agents that poets have are mostly people who do bookings for them, arrange travel and that kind of thing. And I like to do that myself. If somebody actually asks me to go somewhere, I'm all happy and I'm like, I'll go get the plane ticket, I'll take care of all the details, don't worry, you want me. There aren't many agents for poets who, for their publications, because it just doesn't make a lot of money. Most fiction's the same way. I have a lot of friends who write short stories and they write novels, and they're what are called mid-list writers. Their work makes a little money and not a lot. And then there are a few people who make a whole bunch of money. Fine. But to your question specifically, I write what I write partly because it is an art form that I am attracted to, and partly because it's just a way of resisting that market commodity appeal a little bit. I don't want a poem just to be turned into a thing to purchase. There's a fellow named Lewis Hyde who wrote a book 20 years ago called The Gift, and it is an anthropology book about art as part of the gift economy. The way we tell stories and pass them along, the way we make poems, the way we give things to people. And that, in fact, has more value to us than something we might want to go out and buy. I like to think of art as participating in some kind of gift economy. Thank you for the question. I'm grateful that your teacher thought to look at my poems. One never knows. You sit in your room at home by yourself working on a little poem and you think, God, who's ever going to see this? So I'm grateful for that. Question? Oh, you always ask the scariest questions.
This one's not a scary one.
Oh, okay.
Notice that in some of your poems you do specifically, you talk about specific species like plants and animals, even mention scientific names. I guess I'm curious, like, how well you know the kind of species you're comparing. So, like, what are some of your favorites that you come across?
I love the particular names of things. I will go look up the etymology of a plant. I'll go look up the Latin name of a bug. I love the history of a word or the history of a thing. And it dawned on me at some point to put that stuff in poems. And not to think the language of a poem only should be the pretty stuff, but it could be the weird, funky, particular, idiomatic stuff of a kind of practice. Everybody in this room knows how to do something that almost nobody else does. Every one of you. Somebody in here is a great horsewoman. Somebody in here can change the strings on the guitar in under 10 minutes. Somebody can rotate the tires of the tractor. Somebody knows all about the shape of teeth and the enamel and the chemical makeup of teeth. And when we write poems, we think, oh, nobody cares about the junk I know. And that's exactly wrong. When you write poems or stories, if you could turn directly into that stuff you already know and think about the language that you know that goes with this behavior that you have or with this practice you have, what a rich kind of language that can be. So some of the stuff I know, a lot of it I look up. I do research like crazy. Like that glacier poem. That poem is, I think it's 11, hang on, let me get this right. The little glacier poem that I read to you is, there it is, 12 lines long. I worked on it for months. I probably have somewhere between 50 and 100 pages of notes for it. Just oblations about different kinds of snow, about melt, the physics of melting glaciers and water. And, you know, I only use a tiny little bit of that. Finally, only use what is necessary to be there. But I like going on that kind of adventure too. I learn stuff. I also, when I read poems, I want to learn stuff. I want to read a poem that's got information in it, and not just, you know. So yeah, I'll find out. Yeah. Question? Please.
I'm really struck that so many of your poems are about loss, things that we're losing. But you started out with a poem about your daughter and really finding her. And is that what gives you hope? Is that we still can find each other even in a world that's disappearing?
Well, not only did you ask a beautiful question, you answered it. Yes, it is. I mean, one of the things that gives me hope is that we have an art form that can talk about sorrow and loss, and we can name the names, and that's a way of instilling something pretty deeply in our memory. To memorialize, to remember to say the names of things is one of the most important functions of a poet. And yes, the young, the next, gives me great hope. I read the poem about my daughter because I'm glad that she's in the world now. Although one would have to ask oneself seriously whether one wants to bring a young person into the world now. And if one makes that decision, yes, you make that decision with a lot of hope. It's one of the reasons I'm a teacher too. There's not many more hopeful things than going to a room with people and reading books together and talking about what's in the books and what's important to us. That's a hopeful thing too. Even if a lot of the poems I read are about alarm or loss, I write them with hope. If I were in despair, I would have no language. So you make this beautiful thing to say, look, wait a minute. Yes, thank you. There was a hand right over here.
So we asked this question of all of our city writers
Oh.
for a really long time. And
8.
Sorry.
That's the answer. 12.
Oh, okay. The question is, what are your opinions on Beyonce?
Who? You know, I mean, the dancer, or the pop singer, or the icon. I don't like that point when anybody gets to be called an icon. They cease to be human, to me. There's something so slick about her. I'm an old musician. I'm a blues musician. And I like down and dirty music. And there's something about Beyonce. I mean, she's terrific. And she's got an amazing range. And she can do things dancing that I could only do when I'm falling down. And then you can say, oh yeah, I meant to do that. As a model, a role model, I think she's pretty remarkable. As a woman of a great deal of power, I'm really happy to see her in the world. I wish there were more women in great positions of power. In a series of art fields that have been so male for so long. I'm glad to see her taking possession of companies and doing the finance and the business of her companies as well, and running her show, and not just being the cute person up there dancing. Do I listen to her all the time? No, not so much. I'd rather listen to Eartha Kitt, Madeline Perot. You guys know them? Yeah. I hope that's it. Yeah. Yeah, cool answer, cool question. I mean, what do most people say?
About that, I feel like.
Oh, no! I have a buddy who's a Beyonce fanatic, and we argue about the relative merit. This is, okay, here's the, who's better, J-Lo or Beyonce? And you can kind of divvy people up by the two answers they give, because they're very different. Anyway, any more questions? Yes? Right up here, Sandy. 2 rows in. This one.
This isn't technically questioned by the convention of the English language, but I wanted to thank you. You read the poem about monarchs, and that actually happens to be my favorite in the collection. So,
Oh, it's nice to know that, thank you. It's a quiet poem, so it doesn't have a lot of glamour. I'm glad you like it. Thanks for saying that. Maybe that's a nice way to conclude. Likes the poem. So let me say again, thank you for coming on a Sunday afternoon, a Friday. And I am very grateful to have been invited to be on the circuit, and I'm grateful to Sandy for all the work she does to bring people here on the circuit. So thank you all.